Hi guys, Nicol here. So it's almost time for boot camp, and I know that you're going to be achieving some fantastic results. Now, if you remember, I promise you that if you train as I tell you to train and eat the way that I tell you to eat, that you can lose up to 1 full clothes size over the course of the 4-week camp. Now that equates to a loss of 2 inches off of your waist. Okay. So obviously, what we need to do is before camp, we need to establish kind of where you're starting from so that we can measure and track your progress as we go. So what we're going to do today is lead you through how to take your body measurements so that you've got a record, as I say, before the camp starts, so that we can then do the same again when camp finishes, so that you can blow everybody away with how many inches you've lost. Alright, so here we go. So the quick tape measure, now it's entirely up to you as to whether you want to measure in inches or centimetres, so here we go. You're going to do hips, waist, chest, thighs and the upper arm. Okay, so I'm going to lead you through those. It may help sometimes, I think, if you have a friend or a family member to help you do this. It can be a little bit more faff to kind of play around with the tape measure, but I'm going to show you the best that I can. Okay, so we're going to begin with your hips. So basically we're just going to go for the broadest part first. Okay, so just obviously tape measure, pass it around. Okay, take a measurement. So that for me is 106. Okay, is what it is. Okay, now we're going to bring your tape measure up and go for your waist measurement. So we can be assured that you take the same measurement each time. What you do is to locate your belly button, okay, and then just measure straight round from there. Okay? So again, just take your tape measure, take your measurement. Okay, so again, don't really care, but mine is 91. Okay. So again, just is what it is, it doesn't really matter. Now your chest, again, can be a little bit tricky because it's higher up your body, so again, it might be worth getting some help to do that. But again, so just take your tape measure a little bit higher, and again, this time your landmark point is what we would refer to as your nipple line. Okay, so just go around the line of your nipples. So again, take your tape measure, try not to get it too twisted. Take a measurement again. Alright, so what's that? 111. So, cool. Alright, so waist, hips and chest done. So we're going to do your thigh. Now thigh is a little bit tricky because there's not a particular kind of landmark point. But again, what you try and do is kind of locate, I guess, roughly halfway down your leg, or again the broadest part. And again, just simply pass the tape measure around, take your measurement. There we go. And again, just write that down so you've got a record of it. Okay, and then again, just into your upper arms as well. Okay, so just take as many measurements as possible so that we've got as many results as possible. So again, with your arm relaxed, so your arm straight, just pass the tape measure around. Again, go roughly kind of halfway up your arm and take your measurement from there again. Okay, so if you could write all of those measurements down for me, so that you've got them as a record, because again, we're going to get you to do the same at the end of boot camp, or in fact, you can probably do them almost on a weekly basis, because your results will be coming that quickly. What will also be of benefit, you could potentially weigh yourself. Okay, now weight doesn't really matter too much in terms of what we're going to be doing, because we're not really interested in how much weight you lose, but more interested in how much fat you lose. Okay, and so your measurements with the tape measure will be a far better indicator of how much fat your body is actually shedding, rather than simply how much weight you lose. Okay, you could take your weight if you want, but what would be absolutely awesome is if you get, again, friend, family member, or you just set it up yourself, is if you get someone, or you're able to do it yourself, to take a digital photograph of yourself before boot camp begins. Okay, so just as I am now, you take one from the front. Okay, take one from the side. And if you're feeling brave, do one from behind as well. Okay. So basically, we're gathering as much information before boot camp starts as possible, so that we can monitor and measure exactly how much progress you're making. Okay. The more information we have, the more, I promise you, you will be blown away with the results that you get. All right. Fantastic. So make sure you do this before boot camp starts, otherwise you're not really going to know how successful you've been. All right, fantastic. Look forward to seeing you at camp.